and welcome to this series on how I started my garden as a first-time gardener with no experience whatsoever. My name is Tope, and in this series I'll be showing you how I started my garden from a blank canvas. I started it from nothing, soon nothing grew. There was some lifting and bending, watering, assisted reproduction, jumping and dancing, and wins. But there were also losses, a few lessons learned. The season ended and overall I have lessons to share with you. I'm excited to share my experience as a first-time gardener and I hope you learn from this series.
Good morning from my potatoes, about to flowering. I'm not sure what happened to this guy, but he's not looking good. But yeah, and then standing tall because that very hot windy day essentially tried to topple it over. I had to tie it with twine for like a day and a half, and then I took off the twine yesterday evening and it's standing tall. My potato plants doing well too. Guess who is about to flower? Let me look for those bad guys. There we go. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? It's going to flower and fruit. See another one here. Flower and fruit. Another one here. Flower and fruit. My basil is doing well too. It's keeping the tomatoes protected from pests, and it's just existing on its own. Yeah, another basil. Scotch bonnets. I'm not sure I'm going to get anything this year. They're still so tiny. Well, it's a learning curve. My peppers are doing good, but they, like the Scotch bonnets, they became stunted at some point. Well, I'm surprised that yeah, it's coming back up. It's looking good.
During the growing season, I spend Saturday mornings caring for my plants. Usually during the week, I'll just water them lightly, but then on weekends, I usually deep water them. And a major part of my weekend care was pruning. I removed funny looking leaves and lower leaves, and then I just looked at the general health of the plants. And as my tomato plants grew, I continued to stake them, so attach them to the stake that I had there. And they were growing like crazy week on week. Like 1 week they'll be on one level, and then like the next week they would have grown so much. So I continued to stake them, and at some point the stakes I actually had were not sufficient for the plants. Like the plants had actually outgrown and become taller than the stakes that I had. Tomato plants are self-pollinating in that they contain the male and female part, and the wind and bees help pollination to take place. As a matter of fact, all the plants that I grew in this season are self-pollinating, so I didn't have to do much. But to help increase the number of flowers that become fruit, I hand pollinated my tomato flowers using an electric toothbrush. I tried to go from flower to flower on each plant, but I often forgot which flower I had done and I got tired oftentimes. Yeah, considering that I had over 10 tomato plants. At some point, I stopped completely, like after a few weeks, and I just let nature take its course. So a bee is literally pollinating. Oh my god, this is so exciting. So the bee is literally going around. I'm pollinating, but I'm not gonna stop. Like, we're doing the same thing at the same time. I've got my toothbrush. Yeah, that's exciting. This is my first time seeing bees in the tomato plant section. I've seen them on my sunflowers, but I've never actually seen them come. And then this is a really large bee. I don't know whether to just leave it to do its thing. So the bee came back, and I think I'm just going to leave it to do its thing. I think I've done enough for today. Well, yeah, it's been going from flower to flower. Yep, there we go. Eh? Well done, well done. Oh my god, I literally just saw the pollen come out from one. Oh, now I feel bad for walking on them. Okay, found another one. So my tomatoes are generally doing well. There's a lot of fruit, but I have some with blossom end rot, which is usually caused by lack of calcium in the plant, in the soil, or by insufficient watering. Yeah, but more on that later. I'll share that in the bit about the lessons I've learned from my seasoning gardening as a first-time gardener. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again in my next one. Until then, stay blessed, stay safe, and bye.